Okay, guys, I am back, and sorry about those technical issues there. I'm still getting used to StreamYard, so I hope we can get some more people in. Okay, guys, look, coming in, please do me a massive favor and smash the like button. I'm just going to turn away from this screen to load myself on the computer next. I can actually, I'm actually coming through properly. And but guys, please do me the favor, smash the like button, and please punch in all your questions, comments, all that kind of thing into the live chat. Matthew, how you doing? Good to see you in. Thanks for coming in. Very nice. uh, okay, and we've got 7 people in so far, and oh my goodness, this is not showing up. Wait, hang on one second. All right, we are off to the races. Hey, and hello, Kelly from Pennsylvania. Thanks for coming in. Very kind of you to join us. Okay, and what do we got? We got 6 likes already. Thank you so much. 7 likes. That's awesome. Okay, and guys, can I ask you to do me a favor? As you come in, if you've got a question that you want me to read, could you put a Q at the start of your comment, please? And that way I'll definitely see them. If if you don't put a Q in there is a good chance that I'm going to miss those. All right. So, would be much appreciated. All right. We got 20 people in. Johnny says, greetings from Palm Desert, California. Okay, that sounds much warmer than it is here. It's getting down again. And we've got Just Being Me. Michelle says, hi, Dave. You're one of the reasons why I started my own channel, to share my journey and recipes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Michelle. That's very kind of you to say. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that I'm somewhat of an inspiration for you, and best of luck with your channel. Okay. And we've got Laurie coming in from Wisconsin. How you doing, Laurie? And we've also every season coming in from Washington State. How you doing? We've got Mark Linford in. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I think we've chatted quite a few times during the week on Bart's live streams and a couple other lives and stuff, and also thank you very much for your kindness all the time, Mark. We've got Johnny. Johnny's coming in 100 degrees. I can't do the math in my head what 100 degrees is in Celsius. So I apologize. I've got no idea what that means because you're talking in Fahrenheit. I'm sorry. I'll have to do a quick calculation in a second. Hang on. And Richard is coming in from Copper Hill, Tennessee. Thanks for joining, Richard, again at 1:20 a.m. My goodness. And we've also got Deb in from Australia. Hi, Deb. I'm already feeling homesick just saying the word, just saying Australia. And Hachitori, hi Dave, can you tell us what supplements do you take? Yes, I can tell you I take no supplements at all at the present moment, and haven't done for the last I don't know how long. The only kind of supplement that I'm taking is salt. That's all I add to my diet. Okay, and just Michelle, thank you, Dave. Question from Kelly Price: is carnivore expensive? This is a very good question. Is carnivore expensive? Are butter, unfertilized eggs, and bacon really ancestral foods, or just meats? All the meats. So the first way to answer this question, Kelly, is to kind of answer in a way that someone who's actually doing the carnivore diet would answer. And the way to answer that is basically, no, it's not expensive when you take into account that you are eating less. Likely, once you get used to the diet, you're going to be eating less often. You're not going to be spending money on snacks and all that kind of thing. And because you're not thinking about food, you don't spend the money on the food that you do on a regular. So a good example of this is I've got a video about this on my excuse me. I've got a video about this on my channel. But um, basically, when I was eating a regular diet, the way my day would be get up, have coffee and whatever, have breakfast. Then as soon as I had breakfast, as soon as I left the house, I would be thinking, what am I going to eat next? And it would be a 10 o'clock snack. So it would be stop at Starbucks, get a donut or get a scone or something like that. Once you've had that, you're on your way to work and you're already thinking, what am I going to do for lunch? And then once lunchtime has passed and you've eaten your spaghetti or whatever it is you've eaten, then you're off to thinking about what am I going to have for an afternoon snack? And it goes on like that, and it's a roller coaster like that. And before you know it, you've eaten 6 to 7 meals a day, and not many of them are wholesome, but basically you've eaten 67 meals a day and you spent a whole lot of money doing it, right? Because that snacking adds up. Um, so that's the way I would answer that as a carnivore. The way you would answer it as someone who anti-carnivore or trying to turn you off carnivore is to say, well, it's really expensive, right? And if you look at the standard diet, if you were to turn that amount of food into steak from somewhere like Butcher Box, you're going to be spending a fortune. And they kind of miss the point that A, you're not going to be eating the same volume that you were before. And so there's going to be cost savings as well. So, can't you can't compare apples and oranges basically. So I think it's expensive. And yeah, that's my answer to that. Look, are unfertilized eggs can really ancestral foods? Well, there's modifications to stuff to, for cleanliness reasons, for expediency, for processing, all that kind of thing. So is it the perfect food? No. But is it better than all the crap that regular people are eating? Then yes. I hope that answers your question, Kelly. Vince, good morning, Dave. The swamp creatures are extra loud down here in Jones County, Mississippi this morning. And Jill says, do you know? I don't drink raw milk. I went off milk entirely a few years ago, and I haven't gone back to it. And I just have kind of gone off the taste of milk altogether. But I've recently had so much success by taking cheese out of my diet. I wouldn't want to reintroduce. I'm kind of happy without the dairy at the moment. And then we've got Anne coming in from the UK. Thanks for your inspiration. Keto now, of April. All good so far. Nice to hear, Anne. Keep it up. I hope you're feeling. I hope you're feeling really good, and it's just getting better and better. Okay, and just being me, Michelle. Do you use electrolytes? So I don't. I just add salt to my water. That's the only thing I'm doing. I'm not buying electrolytes. Like I went out and I did buy one box of Elements, the non-sugar one, and I tried that, and it's fine. But I feel actually with the amount, there's not enough salt in there. For me, I was still ending up with leg cramps after just using Elements. So I've just gone back to adding salt. So Elements, when it ends up being really expensive because you're paying between 10 and 20 odd dollars just for the ship. So and I can't trust anything in Japan because they tend to add sweeteners and stuff like that to everything. Okay, and Kelly, thank you so much. No problem, Kelly, no problem at all. And Deb is asking, Dave, can you give us an idea how much you eat in a day? Have just started use. Okay, so really, really, really straightforward eating plan. It is a whole lot of lard to cook in, and 12 eggs. Although I have heard from seen a recent video of mine, those eggs are particularly small. So, you know, it might be that in Australia, in the US, somewhere like that, you might get away with 6 to 8 eggs, which are probably going to be bigger. And also 600 grams, which is it's just over a pound of beef, and that's it. I scramble the eggs. I used to add cheese. Don't add cheese. And scramble up those eggs, and then just cook up the ground beef, put it on top, and that's me done. That's all I eat in a day. I eat that all for breakfast and no more. And it does me, I never feel hungry. If I stay up particularly late, then I will start to get a bit of a tummy rumble. But it's not one that makes me feel like, I've got to go and raid the fridge right now or anything like that. Like a good example of that was a couple of weeks ago, Scott from Carnivore Line and I did a video where we were reacting to an Abby Sharp video, and that was I ended up being up till about 1 a.m. while we were filming that, and towards the end of the video, my stomach was making noises, and I was hoping that the noises are not coming through on the video. So it can happen, but it never gets to the stage where I rush to the fridge and raid it. So I hope that answers your question, Deb. Okay, so there's Wendy. Hello from Vancouver Island. Hello, Wendy. Where are you? Oh, Vancouver Island. Okay, sorry, I love dad jokes. So hello everyone from Texas. Hope you're doing great. Roach. Okay. 82. Nice to have you. Jack says, good morning from though yours is afternoon. Thoughts on carnivore style YouTube shorts. Is Carnivore Style a channel, or you mean just Carnivore YouTube shorts in general? I don't really have much of a thought on Carnivore Style YouTube shorts. I actually plan to get some out there just to kind of have a bit of a go with shorts, but I just haven't had the motivation to get started yet. But I've got a few good quotes within a lot of my videos that I want to pull out and make shorts with. So I will be doing that soon. But other than that, I'm not sure, unless Carnivore Style is a channel. I'm not sure. Kyle Hill says, greetings from Chicago. And Jill says, upstate New York. Welcome, Jill. Hachitori. How do you get all the 1,000 milligrams of I don't know. I don't know if I am. All my numbers seem okay. Yeah, I'm just what I'm eating, and just eating the eggs and the beef, and I feel good. So that's basically as much as I'm worrying about. And of course, I will go to the doctor months or every 12 months, and get everything checked and make sure I'm doing okay. Can't do much about it apart from that. Things are okay. All right. And I hope I'm coming through. It says my internet connection is a bit weak at the moment, so I hope it's coming through okay. Jonathan, good morning from South Africa. Good morning. Nice to have you in. You in South Africa, Jonathan. I probably already asked you that on our live stream. Roach says, here a large egg is about 50 grams. Yeah, I'm here. They vary in size, but they are smaller than back home. Jonathan started about 3 weeks ago, down 5 kilos. Nice, excellent. That's awesome. And L. Allen, hello from Seattle. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining us. And The Wanderer, do you ever eat a vegetable? No, no vegetables. for example, I'm even so squeamish about it, or so kind of anti eating vegetables now, that we were out at a yakiniku restaurant, and my wife, of course, still eats, vegetables and a regular diet, and she was cooking her kind of meals and stuff on one side of the grill, and I was saying to her, don't let those vegetables come over to my side. Keep that pumpkin and whatever on your side. Don't let it touch the meat on my side. Yeah. So fake person, how much fat do you eat? I don't measure anything at all. I will say I'm eating quite a bit of fat as far as I'm hello or lot to my cooking, and depending on how I'm feeling, the amount of kind of rendered fat that's left after I've cooked the beef, I'll how much I actually put into on the plate and to eat, because if you put, then you're going to be rushing to the bathroom, and if you don't put any at all, then they're going to cause you problems. So I kind of try and balance that, and I've got a good kind of understanding of where my body is, that I can kind of balance that out after almost a year doing this. So making content for YouTube Shorts, would love short style content. Yep, definitely. I'm going to get some of those out. Yeah, it's yeah, even shorts is a learning curve for me at the moment. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get some out. And I had one of my friends here in Japan, Dean, entered on one of my videos and said that a comment by in one of Anthony Chaffee's videos that I put up was really good for a short, and so I'm gonna definitely get that up. Me, Michelle says, I've lost 10 pounds since starting this way of eating. Nice, awesome. So let me put calculation in my head. That's a good amount of kilos. Nice. B Metz. I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? B Metz, right? Hey, howdy from PN2. Okay. And Adam Rice, do they have sweetbreads? Do they have sweetbreads, cow thyroids in Japan? Marinated and grilled, they are better than liver. I don't know. I've never heard of them. Maybe. But I've never heard of them. Okay, Jack, glad to hear it. Shorts. I love your long form content, but for sharing far and wide, the shorts are best to bring new folks into the fold. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, because if the interview, and my subscribers have definitely, and I think the reason the number of subscribers have slowed down is because I'm getting a lot of views on the interviews are going to do well with the people that know me and know what my channel's about, because they're the people that are going to invest the time to watch the interview. Whereas if it's this short, then you're more likely to catch new people, because people are more willing to invest 30 seconds of their time than an hour and a half. So yeah, I totally agree, Jack. So thanks for that. Okay, so just being me, Michelle asks, is it better to do measurements rather than weight, since muscle weighs more than fat? I think so. I have to say, though, I don't. But that's because I don't weigh myself either now. I just kind of go, am I happier today looking in the mirror than I was last week or something? And if the answer is yes, then I'm not worried. I'm happy with the way I am going. That's basically the way I've been doing it. Probably more than for this whole year so far. Like I can't remember the last time. I'd have to open my calendar, but the last time I weighed myself, let me just check this actually. The last time I weighed myself, if we go down to one day, was probably like, yeah, sometime in November last year. because I just go by what I look like. Okay, so the Wanderer says, excuse me, just let me drink some water. Okay, the Wanderer says, I am new, so I don't know what has been your highest weight, or anyone can answer if they know the answer. By the way, I'm from Georgia. Thank you for coming in from Georgia. So this is a good question. Okay, well, I had the calendar open, so let me tell you exactly. So if we go back to June, okay. So in June, oh no, I didn't measure on the Friday. So I wasn't. Okay. So I started measuring my weight on the Tuesday following when I started, and this would have been down a little bit, but this will just give you an idea of where I was when I started. It's around 80.7. So it would have been a little bit higher than this, but let's just say 80.7 kilos, about 178 pounds. And 178 pounds. I would have been probably 180 something at my worst, I guess. And now, again, I haven't weighed myself, but it was very stable, which is one of the reasons I stopped weighing myself. It's about 143 now. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm glad I kept that calendar. That was useful. Okay. All right. B Mets, do you have any reason why you don't eat poultry, even just to mix things up? I found a way to make gizzards super tender. I've just never been much of a fan of chicken. And when I do eat chicken, I tend to prefer the chicken breast, which is not that fatty. I think what it is the chicken fat and the chicken skin. I'm kind of like, there's something about it that I don't like. And so that's why I tend not to go in for that. But if even if there was like chicken skin on the plate and that, I could eat that now, because now I don't worry so much about my food, but my preference is just not chicken. Okay, so okay, Kate Price, do you eat liver? I grew up with liverwurst, so I like it. No, I don't eat liver at all. I used to, just going out to restaurants in England, but I don't typically eat it now. And I think they sell it at the supermarket around here. They don't sell it, but I just have I'm a creature of habit. I kind of get into habits, and I kind of get that optimized, and so I just stick with that the whole time. So just let me turn. I'm just going to turn my head here. So it looks like we've got about 30 likes on this, and we've got 47 people in the live. So if you haven't already, can you please smash the like button, and that will bring more people into live so everyone benefits. Thank you to the two people that just smashed the like button there. Much appreciated. All right. And where are we? Just let me mute this. I think I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Maybe it'll pass. Okay, so Vin says, how do Japanese people react when you tell them you only eat meat? Yeah, kind of like that. If there's any Japanese people watching, apologies for the bad impression. But basically that's it. Like, and you know, they're not over the top in their reactions. It's just like, oh, really? But because one of the cultural things about Japan is that they tend to think everything foreigners do is completely different to anything a Japanese person would do, right? So, you know, if it's weird, a foreigner will do it, kind of thing. And so, if a foreigner does something strange, they kind of put it more down to, well, it's just foreign being a foreigner, it's just a non-Japanese person being a non-Japanese person. So it doesn't phase them so much. If I was Japanese and I came, to a group of friends and said, hey, I'm only eating meat, I'm not doing this rice thing anymore, then the reaction would be much stronger. The reaction would be much more like more questioning and more, but you can't do this. This is against your culture. Not as overtly as that, but it would be that kind of thing. But yeah, when it's foreigners, Japanese people are kind of, I think they're a little bit more, well, we, the word like I knew it or something. The word is yappari. So more it'd be like yappari, you're a foreigner, yappari, I knew it. Yeah, I knew you'd do something else weird. So the Wanderer, what has been your highest weight? Yeah, about 180 something. I mean, it's been higher than that, I think, actually, if you go back. But there was a long time ago that it was that high. I think I posted a photo of it once, went back in, would have been before I came to Japan. So it would have been 2003, 2004. And I was really big then, but because I was living in Carlton at the time and basically eating out every night, and most of what I was eating was pasta and bread, and drinking alcohol. So I was big, but yeah, I don't know what I weighed. Currently, Jack says currently cooking up a stew, 2 pounds of bacon, 1 pound of sausage, 3 pounds flank steak, water, butter, and salt. Should tide me over for a few days. Nice. Okay, and we've got Jonathan Marsh. Please do a short series for starters, not a just go line, but videos on what to drop in your diets first. Why carnivores avoid veggies. Okay, that's actually a really good idea. Like just kind of shorts, just teaching a really simple point in each of the shorts. I guess you could have shorts about why you don't need to have 3 bazillion milligrams of vitamin C every day and all that kind of thing to stuff. All right. Thank you very much for the suggestion, Jonathan. Jack says, agree with Jonathan. Would love to see a series tackling the top 20. Yeah. So actually, I was thinking about this. So the shorts actually makes more sense. Thinking about making some downloadable cards at some point that everyone could just download and it would say like an objection. And then you could look at, what the simple way of countering that objection is. Actually just having some shorts to encourage more in is probably a better way of doing it. Okay, so Kelly says my highest was 198 pounds. I'm 5'6". I lost 25 pounds low carb, struggling with not live with heavy drinkers. Yeah, it's hard when you're around heavy drinkers. It really is. I had to avoid being around most of my friends basically for a few months when I first started this because I knew I would just I know I'm weak. I know my weaknesses basically. So yeah, it's tough, but it's everyone's different. But the thing that worked for me was just changing my habits, changing my routines, just changing everything I could that gave me more of a feeling of self-control, Kelly. John, haha, I need to lose a Dave in weight. I was 177 kilos down to 172 after 3 weeks carnivore. By the way, I do have a cheat day, something on the snack level, not like a full meal. Okay. Oh, nice that you've got started, Jonathan, and just keep going, keep doing it. You will definitely get there. And you know what? Because I've been talking in pounds so much over the last year because I've been making these videos and talking in pounds is just a habit you get into. Seeing 177 kilos written there, I'm actually sitting there thinking, hang on, what is that in pounds? What is that in pounds? Because everything's relative, so you're always putting it relative to what other people have been talking about. So okay, about 390. Yeah, you can do this, Jonathan. You can definitely do this, and it's good to see you're already down 5 kilos. That's awesome. Okay, and what do we, Angus? How big is your Johnson? Um, I can barely sit down right now. It's that's all I'm going to say on that matter. Okay. Um, so I don't know if that's a troll question or what, but anyway. Um, Lenny Kenny, thanks for joining. Okay, and what do we got? We've got beautiful life stage, beautiful life for your carnivore. Nice work. Whereabouts are you in LA? I used to live in downtown LA, on South Figueroa. Um, all right. Berico coming in from Belgium. Thanks for joining, Berico. And Aid says, I love Japan. And Anne Wright says, did you have any transition issues like oxalate dumping? My transition issues were mainly like around having to rush to the bathroom. But that didn't last too long. Once I realized that it was, a lot of that was based on how much fat I was taking in, and I was able to balance it out. That put a stop to that pretty quick. But I think I've been lucky regarding the oxalates. I haven't noticed anything. Some people have said that they notice things like when oxalate dumping, they notice things like red marks on their skin and stuff. And I'll occasionally see a red mark on my skin. I'll think, oh, it's starting. But you know, um, I haven't actually had anything that's been a problem. So CJ's note says, what kind of microphone do you use? This is an Audio Technica. I don't remember the number. Audio Technica USB. It's for about more longer than that. I've had this for about 7 years, I think. And I got this from Amazon, and you can pick it up for less than $200 on Amazon now. They're really good. When I first got it, I was like you would with the regular microphone and not holding it close to my mouth. And I realized the reason it wasn't working well was because this is the kind of one that works best when you're speaking close to it, right? Because then it knows what it should be picking up and it gets rid of everything else. So yeah, it's really good, especially considering it's a USB mouse and so it's digital. USB mouse, USB mic, and it's digital. So it's pretty good quality considering it's not analog. Okay. Says to snack, grab a soft-boiled egg, piece of bacon, or a cold lamb chop. Yeah, yeah. I think for me, I'd just begun the boiled eggs. I think that's the easiest and simplest one for me. I've got this thing with eggs. Just really, really find them easy and tasty. I think it's the saltiness. Says, what's your education? Reason you went to Japan? Mum is from Yokohama. Mushi mushi. Mushi mushi. Mushi mushi. Do you mean like kosugi or something like that? So my education is I didn't go to university. I studied, I did a diploma later on in life, but I didn't go to university. But later, a diploma in project management. So basically, I left school early, and I was really interested in IT, and I've been interested in IT since I was in grade 4 as a 10-year-old. And so that just continued on through my life. And so I got the opportunity while I was still in high school to join a company that had a big IT, and so I went to work for them. And yeah, just I've been programming for most of at least the first year anyway. I went to Japan just for a change. So kind of early 2000s, kind of 2004, 2005. A little bit tired of living in Australia. I think the salaries are pretty good in Australia, but you end up like once you've paid all your taxes and all your and everything, I always felt like I just had no money left. And I was like, am I just, this is just, be week in, week out for the rest of my life. And I thought I needed to do something different. And so I just decided, okay, well, I'm gonna try. And so came to, and it was super easy to live here. And yeah, I haven't felt a need to leave. It continues to be nice to live here. So, the Wanderer. Sorry, I didn't mean to ask that twice. I retracted it. You are too kind. Jonathan Marsh says, Aid Larson. Yeah, but I'm okay. That's a reply to someone else. Reading these before I put them on screen. Okay, so we're. Hachitori says, brother, are carnivores deficient in vitamin C? If no, how do you get it? Well, you get it from meat. So much of it, but there is vitamin C in meat. That's no carnivores that you see on YouTube or that have scurvy. That's why none of the carnivore teeth falling out. These are all real, you know. All the damage was done to them long carnivore. They're not falling out. Don't have gum problems. I had gum disease, but that went on after starting carnivore. So what happens is basically you get enough vitamin C from meat, and because vitamin C and glucose compete for the same transporter to get into the cells. And because you're not consuming glucose, vitamin C doesn't have that competition anymore. And so vitamin C can easily get into the cells. The reason the recommended daily intake of vitamin C is so high on a regular diet is because of that competition, and because needs to be high for you to get a chance, for your cells to get a chance of getting some of that vitamin C. So imagine a busy train in peak hour in the morning and a load of obese people lining up to get on, and the thinner people standing at the back of the queue, and they get on the train first, right? And then the train's already full, so probably those thin people are going to miss out and have to wait for the next train. And that's exactly what happens. The fat people or the obese people and the thin people of vitamin C who can't get on the train and can't get into the cells. That's basically the easiest way that I could explain it, I guess. It's the only way I understand it. So, Aid says, try to see seed oils, sugars, carbs, and processed foods as poison and non-human food. On carnivore, you eat until you are satisfied. Yep, exactly. I saw a meme today on Facebook, and it was like, stop eating crap, and C was carbonated drinks, A was additives or something like that. A was additives, R was refined products, and P was processed food. So, nice acronym. Kelly says they have an easier time with being vegan than low carb. All right, sorry, I've jumped in on a conversation there that we've been having separately. Ben, 108 days carnivore. I feel dizzy when I stand up. You might want to get your blood pressure checked just to make sure your blood pressure hasn't suddenly dropped really low. And you might want to talk to a doctor about what you can do with your blood pressure, because I would be a bit worried if I was feeling dizzy when I was standing up. Kelly says, I discovered sumo during the pandemic. Are you a fan? I'm not really a fan. I've only been to sumo maybe once or twice in the 17 years I've been here. The one thing I will say about sumo is when you see those guys walking through, like from their change rooms or whatever, into the place where they part in the event. That's what I was trying to think. The arena. Those guys look so imposing, and yeah, they're big guys, right? But there's something about them. They're fat, of course, but there is something that, it's not just fat. They're not just like, it's not just like a whole group of obese people going into an arena to like, bear hug each other or something. Like there is kind of there's also a muscle component to their body because they are big and imposing. But yeah, I haven't really been into it because I'm not a sporty person. I'm not into much of the way of sport, which is also why I probably find myself in a position where I was overweight before. Okay, Jonathan. Okay, to Hachitori. Okay, so Karen says, hi from Alberta, Canada, 62 years old, carnivore since August 2022, down 63 pounds so far. But NSVs are phenomenal. NSVs, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Congratulations. Very nice to see you doing well. Beautiful Life Sage says, I started carnivore after my mom died from Alzheimer's and my father had a stroke, all dietary related. I refused to go that route. Yeah. Yeah, definitely a good move. Guys, just quick, before I talk a little bit more about this, just quickly, we've got 60 people in here and only 53 likes. Please, if you haven't smashed the like button, please do it already. Please do it. Do it. I don't know what's happening with my words today. I don't have the best words. Okay, so Beautiful Life Sage. Yeah, I think I feel like we are really protecting ourselves from some of these long-term serious conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, and of course stroke and stuff like that. Like when I think back actually to the people that I've known throughout my life that ended up with Alzheimer's, and one of the things, they weren't necessarily like fat people or obese people, but they always had carbohydrates in their hand. Like one of the ladies that I remember very clearly from when I was a kid growing up that got Alzheimer's and died a few years ago was, yeah, she always had ice cream in her hand, always. And of course, we don't actually, I don't actually know what the cause was or anything, but it's scary when you think we're almost encouraged to pump stuff into our body that can lead to something like Alzheimer's. Deb says, what is your day job, Dave? I'm right now. And I predominantly teach kids, teach a few adults. Up until the prior to the pandemic, I was a public speaking trainer, and I was training business people and coaching executives on assertiveness training and cross-cultural communication and stuff like that. And that was from about, I guess, 2010. And prior to that, I was and I worked for a bank for a long time. Okay. And Aid says, every ailment and chronic disease in humans is caused by what was put in the mouth. It's all diet. I would agree with that 100%. Hanami. Okay. Just being me, Michelle, poison in plants. Yes. Okay. BMed says, I think a lot of the diarrhea is water loss weight rather than how much fat you've consumed. That's a good point. When I was on keto, these weight loss spurts where I'd lose lots of water that way. That's a good point. Yeah. Because the water's got to come out somehow, right? And you do lose water at the beginning. Just being me, Michelle, I just don't eat plants, veggies. Okay, so Hanami, no carb life. Wonderful vending machine, your tongue out. I'm reading the emoticons now. Just joking. I love Japan so much. Did you eat shabu shabu? It is my favorite food. I love shabu shabu. That's nice. And I would still eat shabu shabu if there wasn't vegetables in the broth. So, but I guess you're only going. So for anyone that hasn't heard of it, shabu shabu literally means swish swish. So it's where you take a thin piece of meat and it's like a hot pot, Chinese hot pot or something. In a concept, you dip the beef in the boiling water and then you eat it. And it's so thin that you can cook it by basically swishing it through the water like that. And yeah, that's great. You just got to be careful what soup you're using with it, right? Like the soup can be loaded with stuff. Um, and Hanami also says organ meat contains a lot of vitamin C. Yes. Here we go. Aid says my own custom mince, 1 kilo beef heart, 1 kilo beef liver, one kidney. Oh wow, nice. Do do do. Okay, I'm moment. Sorry, showing the replies on screen. Okay, let's have a look. So Hachitori, so you just got bachelor or you left school before this? No, I left school before that. Yeah, no. Uh, no, I got a diploma. And Vince Scully, don't you hate when your scurvy flares up when swabbing the poop deck? Exactly. Yes. Hate it when the scurvy happens like that and my teeth fall out on the floor. Okay, takers of the night. Hi, hope you're well. I have heart failure and on lots of meds, but lost weight on this diet. But was wondering about stopping my meds as my GP won't be of any help. Yeah, I wouldn't like to offer any advice on stopping your meds if you've got a heart, especially with heart failure. I would be doing my best to find like a keto friendly GP because the interesting thing is whereabouts are you takers of the night? Are you in the US or because if you're in the US, um, I'm pretty sure Ken Berry has a list of keto friendly doctors, and if you're in Australia. I know that there's a list of keto friendly doctors on lowcarbdownunder.com or .com.au. I'm not sure. So I would check that out, but definitely I would be looking for a keto friendly GP. And Honey says Alzheimer's is to sugar. That is why type 2 diabetes. Yes. And there's a reply. Doctors are all trained in pharma. You may need to see a specialist to find out how to wean off your meds. Yeah. Okay, Adam, do you worry about Coca-Cola or caffeine? It's a good question. Let me have some water first. I'm a bit worried now. I'm going to have to end the broadcast. No, what can you do? Pretty safe in Japan. Coca-Cola is not big here anyway. Yeah, Ed Larson, type 2 diabetes, type 3 diabetes are the same cause, non-human food. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Oh my goodness. Where are we? One of the results. Okay. Beautiful life sage. One of the results of being carnivore for me has been no anxiety and consistently calm mood despite today's stresses. It's lovely. Yeah. One of the things I asked along the same lines is that if I was in a situation which was quite stressful before, like let's say I was having words with my boss or like I don't know, something actually words with my boss is a good example, right? So you know is annoyed about something, maybe a deadline's been missed or whatever it is, right? And you know, before I would be kind of very panicky about the potential interaction or in the middle of the interaction. You know, when you get a bit panicky or a bit anxious about what is happening or what's going to happen, you start getting that kind of shortness of breath and stuff like that. I feel that isn't really happening anymore. And in a situation like that, or in a similar situation, where, it would be potentially you'd be thinking, oh, this is gonna be bad, or this is bad, or something. You know, my breathing is normal and I feel relaxed and I can kind of step back a little bit out of it and look a little bit more kind of logically at the or objectively at the whole situation, and kind of be a little bit focused than I would have been in the. So yeah, it's really nice to have that feeling of calm. Um, and woo, Aid says low carb doctor. I think that's in relation to takers of the night. We don't have them in the UK. Oh, I see. Okay. I would at least. I wonder if it's worth trying to seek someone out overseas. You could at least have some consultation with online or something like that. I don't know if doctors would even do that, but it might be worth giving it a try. Ed Larson, Coke and killing millions of other people to worry about a few carnivores. Yeah. Although I think that killing is almost on autopilot now. They just have to go about their daily business, right? So Sophia Green, hi everyone. Hi Dave. Hi Sophia. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. And Sophia also says, I'm moving home, usually very stressful, but this time I'm a lot calmer. That's nice to hear. Awesome. All right. Oh my goodness, we've run out of what's happening. Okay, we still got 56 people in. 56 people in. Any about Japan? Any comments? Anything at all? Or we might have to call. Oh, I have a question for you. Let's do a poll in here. I don't know if I can. All right, probably not. All right. What do you my new background, as opposed to what I had there before, as opposed to the red and the red and blue? Do you like the red and blue better, or do you like the green and teal? Let me know in the comments. Flash up your answers. So what do we got here? What Aid says, what brand of flat cap do you prefer? I just kind of pick something that I think looks nice. And the one I'm wearing now is Harris Tweed. I'm gonna check the label. But I didn't like look at a brand or anything like that when I got it. I think I just randomly picked a recommendation. Excuse me. Recommendation from Amazon. The soda water's doing its work. Okay. BMAT says a true international following. Nice. So where are we? Sophia says there's some doctors in the UK carnivore kid on NHS. Ah, okay. Andrew says hearing all these comments and testimonials is so encouraging. Yeah, it's important. One of the things, the more I've been in this community, the more I realize that one of the most important things is that it is a community, because I wonder if I would have stuck to this for as long if I was just doing this on my own and have, I didn't talk talk about my experience like this, or I couldn't watch other streams and comment with other people. So I think you're right, Andrew. They are encouraging, and it's important to have that community. All right, so beautiful life stage, green and teal. Okay, nice. And although the teal looks like royal blue to me, yeah, it comes through a bit different on the color. The blue I had before as well also came through a much darker than it actually is. Deb Bartlett, thanks, Dave, for today. Love this green and teal view. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's two. The me of veggies. Green. Okay. And I prefer the blue, says Laurie. Green and teal, says Bjorn. Vince, green and teal. Okay. Oh, we got a question. Aid says, can you think of any chronic illnesses that's not caused by human food? Yeah, that's a good point. Because I think all of the things that we don't know how it happens, or we don't know what the cure is, or whatever. I mean, this is all food related. I mean, what would be the only chronic illness? Would you like HIV or something, right? That's it. Um, um, okay. So Petra says, hi, just to say hello. It's still early on this side of the globe. Thanks for coming in, Petra. Beautiful life stage. By the way, you have perfect broadcasting voice. You should be on the radio. Well, I have been told that I've got a face for radio. So it's nice to know I've got the voice as well. Thanks for that. Okay. DJ Dave. Okay. Quite like that. And my middle name actually starts with a J too. So, DJ Dave. Okay. Sandra McChannel. What to do about high fasting blood sugar after eating pork belly? That's interesting. I'm not sure. If anyone else can jump in with an answer on this one, I'll flash it up in, but I'm not sure what to do about that. You got me stumped, Sandra. Madeline Jones, this lifestyle of eating has helped me tremendously. I will never stop. But do you use condiments on your meat? I don't. Salt only. That's all I use. And a lot of salt. Scary when you see the expression on some people's faces, but that's all I put on it. Adam, thank you for being crazy to the common idiot. People are from food, education, science, coming from a former RN to bio teacher. It is very dark. Yeah. Karen Kolhavi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Karen. When you reach your ideal weight, does the weight loss just? I think like there's probably a point where you really kind of just goes, well, this is where we're meant to be. I think your body kind of knows where it's meant to be, and it just settles there. And that point for months now. I'm putting weight, but I think I'm putting on weight because I'm adding muscle, not because well, sorry, actually saying that, and I haven't really weighed myself, but I guess I'm putting on weight. But yeah, I'm putting on muscle. It's not it's definitely not going on my middle, which yeah. So I think you have a natural kind of point where this is where your body knows it's meant to be. Okay, and AIDS, B-Med says possibly cancer from Roundup and chemical weapons. And Sophia Green, Lyme disease not caused by diet. Okay. And CJ's notes, I've taken a little vitamin C for the past few months. Perhaps it's helped mental health at this time because I'm a little underweight for my height and could be somewhat undernourished. Okay. Madeline Jones, and have you heard of egg jam? It's very delicious. No, I've never heard of egg jam. Oh, is that just like the boiled eggs, like kind of mashed and mashed and mashed until it's like creamy? Or I'm not sure. Okay. Eat it with more fat and do some fasting. Okay. John says there are chronic non-infectious diseases caused by genetic problems, but most chronic non-infectious diseases sure seem to be related to metabolic problems caused by eating the wrong food. Yeah. And agrees. Okay. And Scott, today's tip. You get healthy to lose weight. You don't lose weight to get healthy. It's a very good tip. Life Sage, what is carnivore food that you personally cannot tolerate? I can't do egg whites. I get itchy scalp. Well, right in your body doesn't tolerate. Well, for me, it's probably I guess it's cheese now. I've found out that, it seems that without cheese, uh, I don't, as far as tolerate eating, I would say chicken for me. I don't really, it's okay, but I don't tolerate it that well. When I was a kid, I couldn't eat egg whites, but that was just a preference thing. John Eubank, question: do you handle now? Do you tend not to get sunburn? Um, I do. From the of like, I know I can stay out longer in the sun, but that the ability to stay out a little longer in the sun lulled me into a false sense of security when I was in Australia. And I stayed out for way too long in the Cairns sun in the middle of summer. And I got burnt. I was sunburnt for days because of that. So, yes, I can stay out longer, but, I'm still, I was still born in Scotland, Scottish parents. So, yeah, I still have skin issues, but it is better. Okay. Oh my goodness, that just jumped. So there's a lot more comments on here. I find it. Vince says, I find it amazing how some people have been beating cancer by going on carnivore. Yeah, it's amazing that when you think about it, we've thought. I think basically you brought up all your life to think. Let me show this again. I think basically we brought up all our lives to think that it's medications and doctors and that is what is going to make us better, and we put our faith in that and we go about eating all the junk that we want to eat, and then to work out later in life that actually we ourselves, and the best thing for us, the best thing for our health is just to eat healthy. It's just to eat an ancestral diet or as close to it, and then we'll be probably okay, or at least doing much better. So yeah, it is amazing. Claire Ramsdale says, my grand Amelia, age 9, loves carnivore. I'm cooking up a burger for her. Say hello. Hello, Amelia. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining. And I hope you enjoy your burger that you're making for you right now. Thank you, Claire. Okay, that's just a, and also Sophia says hi, Amelia. And Madeline Jones says, just egg yolks and hot sauce mason jar, set in the refrigerator for 1 week and spread on meat. Oh, nice. That's the egg jam. Okay. And a NMJ says, greetings from California. Greetings. Thanks for coming in. And Jack says, cancer feeds on glucose and glutamate, starve the cancer for its fuel source and thrive. Indeed. Claire says, hi, Sophie. Amelia says, thank you for saying hi. What's your favorite carnivore food? Question, where is Belle? Okay, well, where is Belle? Belle's not here. Belle, Belle, I just clicked on another comment there. Belle's not here, but I can show you something. Hang on 1 second. Here's her hair. This is the illusion. Okay, that's Belle Shine's hair. All right. So she'll be making an appearance again very soon. And I've just knocked my light so that it is going to be pointing more closely towards the camera. I don't want to blind anyone. Sophia says, my favorite carnivore food is ribeye. Okay. So Anne says, you cook in lard. Is that for flavor or availability or what? Availability. So I was ordering grass-fed beef tallow. And I was getting that from Amazon because you can't get that sort of stuff in shops easily, man. They just the merchant or the vendor or whatever they're called that was on Amazon that was selling it just suddenly stopped stocking it and didn't get it anymore. And that's why I've switched to lard. And the lard works out a bit cheaper and it's enough. So I'm happy to stick with that. And it's also in a nice squeezy bottle. So you can just squeeze that you want and then that's fine, you know, like mayonnaise or something. Okay. So Sophia, we had ribeyes for dinner. They were very good. Oh, nice. And what's Aid saying here? When the family pet dog gets sick, the first thing we ask is, what did the dog eat? Yet when a human gets sick, the first thing we do is prescribe a pill. That's a really good point. When an animal's sick, you think it's something they've eaten. What did they eat? You know, like did they eat something that's not even a food? Think that about humans. Beautiful Life says, beyond your 1 meal a day, have you experimented with any fasting? Yeah, I've done 2 48-hour fasts and surprisingly easy. Although I will say, you know, the fact I'm fasting 23 hours a day helps with the kind of the preparation or the training to go into a 48-hour fast. But yeah, 48 hours and it was pretty good. The only thing that kind of weird is when you wake up on the second day, um, my experience both times has been I've woken up really early and I've been wide awake, like never been that awake in my life. And I think from what other commenters told me, I think it's basically my body has been flooded with more cortisol than it otherwise would, and that's my body kind of saying to me, "Up, go and hunt for food now. You're going to be hungry soon." So yeah, but it was also that feeling. It was also kind of a little bit like, I don't know, some kind of being high in some way or something. It was really odd. It was really kind of a strange feeling, but nice as well. Um, I like NMJ says, I like carnivore, but sometimes I'm fed up with beef. I like pork, but given the quality issues, I stay away. Oh, okay. So that's something I've never really, mm, really felt in the 11 or so months I've been doing this, and that I don't get fed up, and that might be because I'm balancing it with eggs, or that might be just a protein or something. But um, I don't know. Eating has just become a more functional thing now rather than a thing for enjoyment. Although I do enjoy it, it's not as much of an anymore. Sandra says, I add quarter of a cup of olive oil to my pork belly. Does that, it does matter? I think so, but I would, if you're gonna add and then heat it, I would be thinking to maybe add something else instead of olive oil, like lard or something like that. And if it once it gets hot, it's get unstable, I think. Probably it's better than canola oil, but yeah, I would be if you can add tallow or some instead. Um, Claire says, "I love Bell's." Well, Bell says thank you. Okay, and Gareth says sometimes I fast up to 6 times a day. Okay. Aid says, when I get to 30 hours, I don't feel hungry. The hunger goes away. That's my body living on ketones and the fat, the preferred fuel for the body. Yeah, I would say like I think towards the end of the first, for me, the first 24 hours, which is when I would be eating and I was starting to feel hungry, but then that hunger dissipates around about the 36 hour. That's it. You just don't feel hungry anymore. All right, signing off for the night. Who's that? Jack. All right, have a good one, Jack. Thanks for coming in. Slipknot fan, no carb life. Will you take coffee or just take a break from it to see if you get better carnivore results? Given the results I've had from cheese, from dropping cheese just in a week, um, it really makes me want to try stopping the coffee. But I'm it's the only vice I've got, so it's going to take a while, I think, for me to kind of get to the point where I'm ready to stop coffee. But I will. I do want to try. I do want to try giving up the coffee. Ed, I fasted for 3 days, then ate a pound of sausage, felt high. Yeah. Nearing midnight in Los Angeles. Time for sleep. It's been a pleasure. Good night, beautiful Life Sage. Thanks for coming in. Cheers, Dave. Night time. Okay. Along and where are we here? Thanks for coming in, BMATs. CJ's notes on a long fast, isn't it accurate? Body will start to eat itself. Well, how long a fast are we talking? Like, a long fast, like, I mean, I think I've heard that 72 hours is a good amount of time. No, like, but yeah, can you define long fast, CJ? Aid says fantastic metabolic health comes from proper human behavior, and that means eating human food. Yes, 100%. Celebrina, nice, made it. Yes, you did. Thanks for coming in, Celebrina. Okay, nice. All right. But Celebrina, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be finishing up soon, so I've only got a few minutes left, unfortunately. Yeehaw. Okay, but yeehaw. But so Celebrina, if you'd like to ask a question or anything, please punch that question in now because I'm going to be heading off soon. I'm sorry about that. We've been going for an hour, and my voice can only last an hour before I start to get before it starts to get way too dry. And celebrated, no problem. I just got up. It's morning here in Spain. Good morning in Spain. Very nice. And Sandra McChannel says, can eating too much pork belly raise my fasting blood? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Can anyone answer that question? But I wouldn't have thought so. Oh, but I mean, I think there's gonna be an initial spike just because you're eating. But other than that, I'm not sure. John, about to pass out late here. Thanks so much. This is a very good stream. Take care. Thanks for coming in, John. And guys, I'm gonna say goodbye now, but we've got I will be probably on. I think I should be on Bart's live stream tomorrow, and also I will be on the live stream with Carnivore Kip and Intentional Carnivore, and also Prepper tomorrow, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I think, or 9 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so those out as well. And guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a good one. See you.